Right, Tony, so we're here today to talk about one of the elements that Cyber Overwatch can give you, which is vulnerability analysis. So tell us, how can that help MSPs mitigate risk?
Okay, so one of the things we do within the platform is we say, what exposure do our clients face? What are the risks that they're seeing on a day-to-day basis because they maybe have done something unwittingly or something that's been configured? And hardware itself, the problem you have, you think you go and buy this, say you go and buy the Ferrari of firewalls.
Yeah.
It's the best thing since sliced bread. You plug that bad boy in, you are protected. There ain't nothing getting past that. However, 10 seconds later, there might be a new vulnerability that needs patching, or there might be a firmware update because they've realised there's something not quite right in the code. And what we're doing is we're saying, okay, client A, what kit have you got? Where have you got it? And we're monitoring it. So we're continuously carrying out vulnerability analysis on these devices and all these IP addresses and domains. And the point of it being is, after we've tested all of this stuff, what's it telling us? How are we exposing ourselves? So for some reason, everything's absolutely fine, but we've got this one port, 443, that seems to be open doing something. And then we say, okay, well, we know you kind of need that to be on the internet. So that's your website, that's your thing, everything's running through it. So it's some things you accept and you manage around that by doing lots of other things. But I guess the main thing with vulnerability analysis and the IP exposure is we look at it from the point of view of our tool sets when we're scanning and saying, what is this? Then we analyse the intelligence it gives us to help reduce risk further. Because that's all we want to do is mitigate risk as much as possible. And in combination with that, with our IP exposure side of things, as a secondary, we look at it from a hacker's perspective. Obviously, when you've got a client and you can see their kit, you know their IPs, you know their domains, you've got a little bit more information than maybe a bad actor would have, hopefully. And from an external exposure point of view, we say, right, okay, if we were to be a hacker, and you have all these like hacker search engine tools out there, what can they see? What do we look like for that, and how can we mitigate that? Combine the two together, say, okay, this is a work stream we could undertake to reduce that. We can either do it for you, work with you to do it and support you, but really mitigate risk using VA, vulnerability analysis, and reducing endpoint exposure through external findings, really. So I think in a nutshell, that's what it is.
Perfect. You heard it here first then.
Yeah.
That's what it does.